Okay guys, doing some slide toppers and an awning today. You can check out my setup here. A little giant system, one of a kind, very useful. You can see my veto bag up there. I am using the rafter hook. That's what's holding the bag. It's really handy for my tools. This is a Dometic awning. This is slide topper. This is the awning. This is a Rec Pro awning. This is pretty cool, guys. It comes in pieces so it can fit in a small box, and then you slide all the pieces together. This one, the box wasn't damaged, but I had a trouble trying to get this piece, and the first one went in so easy. You can see it's already assembled, but it has a little ding. It's like somebody probably dropped it off the forklift and still packed it anyway. So, but I think it's a cool concept. It has a tube motor. It's electric, 12 volts, and kind of like the Fiammas, they give you the manual override, which is pretty sweet. So this is the first time I've done one of these, and I like it because the box is only that big. It fit inside this little well, this is not a small SUV, but it fit inside there. So this is pretty cool. I can carry several awnings on the truck if they're like this. But the tubes got to be perfectly straight. They can't have them damaged. So that's the only drawback, is that if you get one and one of the tubes is dented on the mating ends, then that's a problem. Then it comes with the rod, so you get your awning rod. They even give you several pieces of track to make a, the awning rail. I guess it fits their stuff, and then they send us the fabric in a separate box. This is the old tough top awning fabric that I'm changing out. I have to cut this down. So when you get these and you buy them from Rec Pro and they're not the right size, you have to match the old one with the new one and just cut it down. You gotta use like a level or straight edge or something and get it done like that. So it's gonna be pretty cool, guys. On these Dometic slide toppers, they have springs on both ends, so you have to pin both ends of the slide topper, so just be mindful of that. All right guys, so got a customer complaint. Furnace quit working last night. It was cold. Just another example how this diagnostic bag is working out. I was able just to grab this bag, come out here with my bits, furnace doors outside, took it apart, have my meter, got my measurements, saw that I had power to everything. I don't have access to the inside of the unit right now because the customer's not here yet, but I was able to check a lot of stuff outside. And after I saw that all my powers and everything were good, you can see back there, you got a limit switch. It has to make it through there. You can see the power routing, the cell switch, that's one proving circuit. Then that limit switch, that's another proving circuit. If that's popped out, it's gonna kill the power and going into your control board. And here where I made these two inline cuts using these clines, I'm able to basically turn on the thermostat from outside. So it's just as if I was on the inside and I turn the thermostat on. Click that. Everything works fine out here. I did see several pieces of a plastic bag out here, so it's possible some stuff could have got caught in the blower. But so far so good. I know electrically this thing can work. Now if it's no longer working from the thermostat, that would be a thermostat issue, because I know that when I put the two wires together out here, the two blues, that's basically your thermostat. It is working. So I was able to do a lot. I had to pull my table out because I like to have my stuff up high, but yeah, let's see what she does. All right, customer arrived, turned it on from the inside. She says it will cut on and cut off, so I'm timing it to see how long it cuts on and then cuts off. I'll bring you back when it cuts off. We're at a minute right now. Oh, we got 13 minutes. And it didn't shut off. I had the customer go inside and shut it off. Maybe we'll just do an annual inspection on it. Shut off the gas, pull it. There's a couple of bolts in the back like this. You gotta remove, that's holding us down, so might as well get those first. All right guys, so you can service these without removing them, but as you can see, the model number is on the side if you need to order parts. So it's gonna require you to have to move that gas line. That's where this slip wrench comes in handy. This is a very, you can get in here and just continue to loosen that nut from the flare fitting, and you really don't have to take it out because everything can come apart from right here. Everything. Okay, so you can get the control board out. You can remove the gas assembly, the igniter, everything. Turn the power off first, and then we'll move forward to disconnecting the board itself. All right, so we have the board removed. That's right there. Not many wires, just the main power for the board, the blower, and the igniter, which looks like a ground, but you can follow the lead. Now with that out of the way, if you want to take a deeper dive to take a look at the blower wheel, you can start taking that apart with all of these screws. But mainly, you can spin this and see if it's has missing teeth or not. This one doesn't. Inspect the cell switch really well. Okay. Typically, you want to change those if you have an OEM one. Those aftermarket ones don't work too well. But if you have an OEM one, go ahead and change that while you're in here. It's a common point of failure, a weak cell switch. And basically what happens is when the blower wheel starts, it blows it closed. Now we can get to our gas valve and take that out. Need some needle nose pliers to get those two for the limit switch out, but they're kind of running behind the gas valve, which is nice. And you see you have 4 screws, actually 3, to take that whole burner assembly out. So we're gonna take that out, take a look at it, see what the burner head looks like. As you can see, you could do all of this with the unit in. I am not removing it totally because of the ductwork that's behind it, but you do have to pull it out enough to get the model number, especially to get parts. You have to go get parts. All right, so the final piece that you remove is the 1 screw holding in, because that's what's left. Don't try to undo that wire. Just remove the igniter, especially if it's good. And in this case, it's fine. And now we can take a closer look at the all the components. So we're checking our ceramic for any cracks, verifying our gap, which I had. I use a 1/8 inch Allen wrench to set the gap on these. It's a little rusty, and some of the adhesive is cracking but there's no cracks in the actual ceramic. You can get a better look into your burn chamber. Take this time to blow it out. Have some canned air. You could blow it out. What else do we have? And then we're going to take a closer look at our burner assembly. So as these age and get rusted, they can cause flow restrictions, which will, you know, keep the gas from igniting. This one is pretty rusted, but we're going to clean this up and put it back in. It's not torn apart, so we're just going to clean this up and make sure all the holes are free. I'll see if I have another one. If I have another one, we will replace it. It's just a couple of screws that hold that in. You do have to, let's see, yeah, you can just take that off without even having to bother the gas valve. So that's nice. Okay, gas valve is working fine. Let's get this cleaned up. These cause problems as between the gap in the position of that and these holes being clogged and messed up, it can cause problems, and they're having intermittent issues. So we're doing the annual service just to cross our T's and dot our I's. Let's see, I'm looking into there. All right, as you can see, that cleaned up nice and quick. Just use an impact driver with a brass wire wheel. Got all the rust off. The main part is right here. Surface rust down here, besides spreading and growing a hole. It's not really a big deal, but maintaining the size of these orifices is important. And as the rust builds up, it limits gas flow. So that's a problem. So there is a screen in there, and it looks good, as you can see. So no issues there. Let's put this back together. Let's get that Allen wrench and check the gap on this. Looks a little wide, but it might be in spec. It does start up fairly easily. All right, so you're basically using this Allen key, which is 1/8 of an inch, as a feeler gauge. And you need to get the flats. And it is, see how it just kind of barely goes in there and just passes through. It's perfect. It's set perfectly. So that's good. This furnace is 2019, so this is probably its first annual service. So I just want to make sure I cover all my bases on this thing. All right, so I went to the truck and got another burner head, cell switch, and I didn't bring the igniter because this igniter is good. This igniter is still good. The only thing that concerns me is that little bit of that cracking part of the ceramic there. That's the only thing that concerned me. Let me go grab mine and see. The housing is different. Let me take a look at the end of it. Yeah, so here's a new one. See, the bracket is a little different. They make all these things a little bit different. And you can see it has like that white, I guess it's glue or whatever. Hopefully that won't cause it to arc here instead of down here. I don't want it to ground out. If it starts having problems igniting, then we know that this igniter has to be replaced, and it needs this style with the short frame. But these two burner assemblies. This is the new one. This is their old one that I cleaned up. You know, still looks okay. I could probably pass, like I said, with that. The next year, it will be replaced. Let's get it all put back together. All right, so we got the cell switch replaced. This is the old one. If you're wondering about the brand name, Tone Luck. That's what was in here. And that's what the other side looks like. No date on it. I'm using their same housing plate because I find that they work better. Sometimes. Some of these were redesigned to fix a problem with some of these. So I'm going back with this one. Sometimes on the older ones, you need to put the newer style on, you know. So let me screw this in and get the control board in and get the burner assembly back in. All right, we got success.